Welcome back. And Mike be the making points initially, but there might be some problem. Maybe you want for go again and then I'll come back to AKK.
So what's the question again?
I'll be asked actually, we'll start off from the president's address. He acknowledged their challenges and also there are also progress made in terms of the economy and governance as well. And generally, within 64 years mean for Sierra Leone.
All right, the president's speech was very hopeful, like I say. Hopeful in a sense, acknowledge the challenges we face as a nation and just like any other countries around the world. I tell we about Usa will come out, Usa will and Usa will go. And we also try for digress on the achievements that we don't make in this country. It comes to education, how we don't make school enrollments don't come up, how more girls in the finish high school now, how free quality education there across the country, how they work at 5 miles radius, see school, talk about healthcare, the achievements we don't make in there, we don't reduce maternal mortality and infant mortality drastically down, and how they solarize hospitals, over 200 PHUs in this country. I talk about the economy, say, yes, economy be bad at what time, but now we're making strides. Inflation only come down, they're around 10.5. The longest time in the history of this country, we don't see the foreign exchange look very stable. Yes, people who argue, say, well, that's not reflective on the market. Well, I know I'm forgetting to the economics of that, but even the World Bank and IMF reports say projections that the economy will boom in by 4%. President also talk about energy access, talk about how more people in Sierra Leone don't become connected to energy. And that is true because when we talk about Salone, we don't just talk about Freetown. And also challenges with the blackouts in this country. Freetown, to be specific, we are in, we get one in, one out, and certain areas and they get blackout. But you agree with me, journalists say more rural communities then don't become connected to the solar electricity. We get this rural electrification project on our 70 streets them, in our towns them, we don't connect. Yes, that's not enough. To be very sincere, I'll tell you, say, Sierra Leoneans need more. I'll tell you, say, we need for dig more. We need for dig deeper, yeah? But my contrast to what get anybody is that if you tell you, say, we've not done nothing, then I get an argument with you. That's not just. That's not fair. That's imbalanced. We need to do more. The challenges are there. Our challenges were coupled with COVID-19, which was a pandemic. The difference between COVID and Ebola was an epidemic. We affect just countries, but COVID is a pandemic. It disrupts supply chain, it disrupts production, it disrupts intercontinental trade across the world. So it affects greatly. And countries like Salone, people don't pay taxes, we not import a lot of constraints on our extractive industries and all that stuff. So this message, the 64, President Bio asked us to reflect as Sierra Leoneans. That's why I say, let's go pray. Let's reflect on who's our come, who's our day, and who's our go. So, me just to talk to Sierra Leoneans and say, we can't give it up. We have to be hopeful. This is the only country we have, right? This is the only country you and I call Sierra Leone. We have a lot to celebrate. I will say, peace. I want key thing that we for celebrate. Countries like Gaza, countries like Congo. Me and you this, you don't know how to talk. When always you don't talk, people they suffer there, right? We can celebrate that. We can celebrate maternal mortalities. We can celebrate child education, right? We can celebrate religious tolerance. But like I say, more needs to be done, and that's what we are working towards.
Oh, I'll come back to my club in Camera, AKK, and it's 64 years of independence since we gained independence in 1961. And we listen to the president in independence message and talk about the challenges and what's in the country hope foresee in the future and some of the strive where governments are making general Sierra When I take on the 64 and the president's speech.
Again, I want to say this out of all sincerity and putting Sierra Leone first. We take the message of the president on his 64th anniversary to be very provocative. Why I say very provocative? Not because of the use of the key word in almost all the line stem of the president as Sierra Leone, we are a resilient nation. To me, I think the word resilient is beginning to have a provocative meaning to Sierra Leone. Anytime when government don't perform to the lowest of the low, they'll come to us and tell us, don't worry, things will be okay. We are resilient people. We are shock absorbers. COVID come, we survive. Rebel come, we survive. This come, we survive. Resilient. So to us now, it's like it's provocative. We are no longer ready to settle for less. We need to ask for more because we deserve more. But the truth is, what is really here to celebrate? There's nothing absolutely to celebrate. How can you celebrate when the president does not want to see you happy? I am coming, please. Let me state this very clearly. How can you celebrate when the president does not want to see you happy? Our cultural vibes, our cultural tradition, inherent heritage is fading away. Over the years, Independence anniversary is marked with celebration. Our lantern parades, our bubu, our padu. It's no longer. Now, a child born since 2018 to today, he or she might now be 7 years, almost approaching 8 years. When you tell that child of padu or lantern, she will not understand or he will not understand because to him or her, he has never seen it since she was born. So you're beginning to understand my argument that our rich traditional heritage is fading away. So what are you celebrating? So he doesn't want to see us happy. How can you celebrate independence when the president continues to fly? And he told us, I will continue to fly. And he continues to fly even to celebrate independence with us. He is not in the country. So what is there to celebrate? And he continues to fly on private hired flights, which drips this country with thousands of dollars. And yet still, our public servants and civil servants celebrate an independence that they cannot even put food on their table. What is there to celebrate? And then you come to us and tell us we're a resilient nation. It's provocative. How can we celebrate? When the country you call Sierra Leone, as my brother rightly stated, is the only country we own, we call Sierra Leone, is branded a narcotic state. What is there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate when the country we brand Sierra Leone is being served with extradition papers to extradite a drug kingpin in the name of Umar Sheriff or just Slidekers? What is there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate when the ambassador of Sierra Leone to Guinea was intercepted in his official vehicle with substances suspected to be cocaine? What is there to celebrate? What are we celebrating as a nation? What is there to celebrate when the president is seen driving in the streets of Bo, a Yang Wang, a Chinese SUV of the most sophisticated nature, and you and I cannot put bread and butter on our table when they promised us bread and butter in 6 months? What is there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate? Please wait. When our president unveils an ultra-modern facility in both schools, whilst our brothers, our Sierra Leonean brothers, our children in Krubola, in Matrujo, in Setia, in Dema, continue to go to school in places that are completely unfinished structures. What is there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate when international partners, IMF to be specific, withdraws funding because of mismanagement and inappropriate use of funds? What is there to celebrate when the president proclaims census in December 2025 And then one man seated at Statistics Sierra Leone violates a presidential proclamation and determines census in 2026. Who rules who? What is there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate when our traders now on a daily basis have taken to State House as their office, seeing how best they can communicate to the president and the powers that be for flexibility in taxation so that businesses can thrive? What is there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate when our homes continue to burn down, when State House is on fire, and yet still there is no report from government and all other agencies to communicate to same and how we can take proactive measures to curb of same in the future? What is there to celebrate? When our homes and families are burning down, what is there to celebrate? When public institutions and the common man, what is there to celebrate when the common man cannot afford food, square meal a day? What is there to celebrate when government is implementing the tripartite recommendations at a snail pace? What is there to celebrate? Above all, when our justice system is now suffocating and now seriously placed under intensive care units, what is really there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate when again our country, Freetown, our country Sierra Leone and our capital Freetown has been marked again or earmarked or named the darkest city on planet Earth? What is there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate when somebody who threatened war in Sierra Leone, that he will make sure that he will provoke war in this country, is seen in the streets of Bo marching with the president? Kadiro Kaikai. What is there to celebrate? What is there to celebrate? As yourself, who is anchoring this program, Remy, as Leone, what are you really going to tell people that this is the 64th anniversary, this is what you're celebrating as a nation? Absolutely and virtually nothing. So I will say conclusively, it's a mockery of the highest standards. It is one of the most provocative statements the president has ever issued against Sierra Leoneans, that he continues to refer to us as resilient whilst he knows he's doing nothing to us. But yesterday he comes down and tells us, don't worry, things will be fine. You people are resilient people, things will be fine. It's not fair on us. Thus, we Sierra Leoneans now, and the APC, we are asking for more. As a party, we'll continue to provide constructive criticism, make sure that the interest of our people, Sierra Leone, is always placed at the forefront, and we'll tell them that the only better option for this country is the APC. And it's only with the APC that you come back to your livelihood, to your daily living, where things will continue to flourish. You enjoy the Sierra Leone you used to see, and enjoy the independence as we usually have it.
Okay, okay, I'll come back to you. Yeah, I think my query for Mr. Kenny, categorically, still a lot of things that we've lost our culture as a nation, and there are so many challenges. And you talk about image, of the country as well, and according to AKK, the president still use luxury cars,
Well, Remy, with all due respect, I don't really want for, this is a national day, I don't really want for AKK Day into SLPP versus APC. I thought he was going to come here, may not be even using any camp. Nationalistically, we'll talk about, we'll talk bias, we'll talk about the issues we face as a country. I just had a conversation with Mo Conte, civil society in the Radio Democracy this morning before coming here. It was very constructive. I was expecting such a thing. But since somebody asked what to celebrate, I just want for, tell I'm waiting with you for celebration. Maybe either me landed friend and brother who I can't get here today, either he failed for recognize that, or maybe in no. AKK, peace is something we can celebrate. Sierra Leone is among the peaceful nations in this world. Sierra Leone is the third most peaceful country in Africa and the most peaceful country in West Africa. Bro, that's something we can celebrate. Peace not get any prize. If you and me, they talk about elections now today, or they talk about APC coming back to power, that will only happen with Peace Day. So if we're able to maintain peace, it's something to celebrate. You imagine November 26th, they were brothers, and I still call them brothers because they're Sierra Leoneans, yeah? Even though they're bad brothers, them can plunge, overtake power in this country. military rule. You think, say something, we separate between governance with the Sidon. Ekomogu go down there. Sometimes people in back now, the south, for them reorg, say we not agree. They will go back to war. Me and you know go sit down. So for there, we soldier them, even stand to them people in the way come. That's resilience. That's what President Bill means. For let the people of Sierra Leone say no to that. That's resilience. Resilience and the capacity for withstand something. Right? And one thing I want to brother celebrate. The other thing I want to brother celebrate, my brother talk about young people in governance. The reason why you sit down here today, they talk on behalf of APC, first time of them part of the cities come sit down here, they talk. Right? In democracy, then say the majority should rule. Right? If you come today, APC don't give you that privilege for come talk on behalf of your political party, that is something we can celebrate. The person will give the face to that now President Bio. President Bio is the one who believes in young people in this country. President Bio believes that young people should take the lead in governance. Young people for sit on the table. Believes that young people, they should not make the decisions for them. They for sit down and make decisions for themselves. If young people are in governance today, young people they in all walks of life, they make decisions for this country. That's something we can celebrate. You ask what we can celebrate. We can celebrate women's empowerment. Right? The way we act. Now you see countries that they come all over the world. The United Nations General Assembly, they commend Sierra Leone for that. Right? We are in President Bio said 30% given to women. Today you go parliament, you get women who are head of committees in parliament. Parliamentarians, they want a woman. Ministers, they want a woman. Directors who are women. Commissioners who are women. Women heading institutions who are vital institutions in this country to contribute towards the growth of this nation. That is something we can celebrate. Yeah? My brother asks about what to celebrate. Press freedom. As me you sit down here, my brother. No journalists know the way they behind the bars because of a write an article where he criticize government. Yeah? That is something for celebrate. First time not to say be the 10 years back. We see a lot of journalists them with them. Now we see journalists, now we see them beat journalists on the beach. We then tell them kill them. Right? Where then people them they accuse say the former president now in Peking now do dandy. Right? I'm not here to judge her, but that was a report. Police reported them one time. Now we see them the big journalists them. Tell them that's thing of the past. That is something we can celebrate. The UNESCO report will come out. And if you look at the MCC report, the indicators them all will pass the 10 indicators they don't come out and talk about say Salona, one of the countries them where guaranteed completion a high about 93% of picking them where they got picking them where they go school. That is something we can celebrate. We can celebrate the free quality education, even though people sometimes we can argue now say, oh, the free quality education, people then they pay money for them, a day pass, a day, this and that. I agree. There are inconsistencies with it. But at government level, as the will where government gets, the intentions of government get in this country, today, I tell you, say, more picking them, they go school. Pass out them, they go school 10 years back. That is something we can celebrate, right? Access to education. That is something. If I say I talk about the things them all don't, I go, then I say I not go done. Yeah? What thing I want let me brother understand, I want let me brother get this conversation. Let it not be between SPC and SLPP. We don't governance, not the politics we can't play now. Right? Let's look at Sierra Leone. Like I tell you, we all now get responsibility. We as a government, we have a responsibility for create the safe space, for give people them the rights to freedom of speech, for give people them the rights for let them vote, for give people them the rights to electricity, give people them the rights to health, give people them all intimately, yeah? But also citizens also have the responsibility, Remy, for let them pay for them services. Now I will not say citizens they are not even paying for lights bill, then they take lights bill, but with the grumble. So citizens get responsibility. That is something me and you first don't talk about, right? How do we move forward as a country? Now here would they see people, Guma Valley, somebody they go pay for in water, for let them connect and hose. Other person they grab it, go cut that pipe. You they get to tell they try for talk. Citizens' responsibility. Here what they talk about country, they talk about people they suffer. My brother, people suffer everywhere. I spent 21 years in America. You still have people who sleep under the bridge. You have people who go to bed without food inside America. Then Boko, you get people that are veteran, where serve, where come, they don't lose all the benefits and they are under bridge and they sleep. If this country becomes sophisticated, Remy, Let's say we get IBM come here, Google come here, Benz Garage come here. You know, Apple come here, they can open factories in here. They are not going to employ everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Even when they talk about kush, they talk about drug and all them things, and they, I totally agree. It's not a problem, but also it's a choice. Why you not take them, Remy? Why you not they take them? Why me not take them? Right? We understand that people in their own social lives, people get social dynamics and they were different. Support systems are different. But also certain decisions, they take. America says, oh, all the social services, American are country and they get the highest drug users in this country. You get people in there with deplorable day. So what I want me brother for talk about, let's talk about Sierra Leone at 64. What can we do? Not talk nationalism today. What can we do moving forward? What are the proofs you have as APC? How you feel say we'll be able to move forward? Because this country president, you don't talk and say, we're going to be able to rule them. That's why we need a prudent opposition party. Not to elections within too. We man the far say what to celebrate. There's a lot to celebrate. If you sit down here and say there is nothing to celebrate, you are a practitioner. You practice law now. You go school at this country. You done, right? Then give you degree, the practice. That is something you should celebrate at the country. Because if this country not be get anything, structures not be then that's not for celebrate now, you cannot even sit there and talk. You cannot even practice. You will not have the freedom to practice in this country. So I agree there are tremendous problems in this country. We'll get challenges with energy. We'll get challenges with healthcare system. We'll get challenges with the judiciary, just like any other country in the world. You get what I'm saying? But you can't sit down and say there is nothing to celebrate. AKK, that's un-Sierra-Leonean. That's unpatriotic.
Okay. All right, yes. So for my key points, and there are things we can celebrate as a nation, and they mention about peace, where it's very key. And remember the November 26 incident some years ago, for even bringing a lot of things at court. But as a nation, the president talked about resilience and how we don't able to navigate way onto this time at 64 years as a nation. There are challenges in terms of getting water, and even as yesterday, our Independence Day, we're not gonna lie, and also it's a challenge as well, and that's something very serious as well.
You see, with enormous respect and anchor for the brother, an elder brother, that he put emphasis on the discourse to be nationalist. Firstly, I want to say, from inception, I make it clear, say, let's put Sierra Leone first. That's the introduction. Let's put Sierra Leone first above any other thing else. That tells you my focus is going to be on national politics. I'm not going to discuss partisan politics. But again, you cannot disconnect me from being the APC. I'm here representing the APC. Few things where my brother say, where sometimes I don't know whether he's being constrained by saying them in the open, and that when it comes to peace. Peace in this country, I think say nobody no go claim peace better than how it be trading to now. Because and now you see so many enactments them done in a parliament where they all deliberately calculated to stagnating people from having that their peaceful coexistence. Had it not been because we get a very serious, robust opposition at parliaments, if we don't cut away with these bills and become lost in this country and used for stifle people and thus suffocating our peaceful coexistence. So you understand that one? I understand it's being constrained a bit. When we talk about women empowerment, I don't think any government still in this country where Sierra Leoneans enjoy women empowerment as compared to when we began in the race. Let me say this to you. Now, the first time this you see in a salon in the history of Sierra Leone, I'll put my brother to strict proof, that we will not ever record a Chief Justice of the third arm of government in a female capacity. Now we do it. Now we give women them the opportunity, the platform, say, when I come, leadership is meant for you. We did it. We gave them the opening environment, the enabling environment to come and participate. To the extent that women of this nature have been enjoying it save for the fact that when the SFP can power, they can at least try for micromanage the stage and stifle and intimidate some. To name one amongst many, Lara Tilopias. They intimidate her, they stifle her, they return her back to the back door. Even when all international organizations tell them, say, she is completely innocent for doing a meticulous and correct job. But yet still, they wait away with it. It comes to the issue of press freedom. As I'm talking to you now, the Counter-Terrorism Act and the Cyber Act, had it not been again, kudos to our parliamentarians in the well of parliament. But standing on their toes, to making sure that some of these acts were so calculated for stifle peaceful coexistence that this country not coming to be. So many things are done. Let me continue, please. Wait. Access to press freedom. From who and his commanding a power till we left 10 years in governance. No journalists.
Why are you making this about APC versus SLP?
I'm not making APC. No, please.
That's what you do.
I have to give inferences. References, please. No one. To the extent that, as recent, the reason why I'm addressing them on a topic basis, because he categorized them into subtopics: press freedom, blah, 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 access to, blah, blah, blah. You understand? Recently, there was a Dutch journalist in this country that was forced to escape Sierra Leone as a result of the fact that she was threatening her life. Do you call that press freedom? Now to good governance. Now let's talk about good governance. This is the government now we're having. That is why I said Sierra Leoneans at age 64 we barely have little or nothing to celebrate. I repeat, and it is deliberate. Because even the president acknowledged the fact that I acknowledge that indeed we're having challenges in the energy sector. But we're putting modalities in place to salvage in this situation. Do you know what that means? He's telling you that the problem, since I came to this point, is still not solved. But you promised us a quick fix. You promised us 6 months, you put bread and butter on the table. 7 years down the line, you're still telling us we are resilient. That is why I said, it's like the word resilience is now being used as a mockery to Sierra Leoneans. Let me just quick.
Yes.
In the educational sector, quickly please, before Myk comes in. In the educational sector, this is the time in Sierra Leone that we are anchoring or we are recording the highest number of dropouts in public examinations. Just because they have brought in systems all calculated to making sure that people cannot get access to this education. Tell me, I was here sometimes ago when I was discussing the prevalent issue now with WAEC Sierra Leone as to the fact that over thousands of our Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters cannot access the WAS examination because they said they did not submit their CAs. Who is the to be blamed? Government and the people in those respective institutions. So how can you say access to education whilst thousands of Sierra Leoneans are out there languishing, which is a fault of not theirs. It's not a fault of their own. And you still sit here saying, no, we have access to education and any other points. Whilst people are still in Sitia, in my chief domain bank, Dema, they cannot still have a well-constructed school to take classes, and then both school celebrates the edifice of an ultra-modern facility.
So let me just...
So that is trying to tell you,
AKK, let me just...
whilst the chunk of Sierra Leoneans are languishing in extreme poverty, the chosen few continues to enjoy the largesse of national development.
So AKK,
you call that a reason for celebration?
So AKK, this is what I'm saying. Let's a bit be nationalistic here, because you keep mentioning Bosco, because that's where the president go. I don't want to go back. If you really listen where I'm coming from, I am not targeting APC here.
Same here.
You are. I can tell you, I can go back and tell you all the problems of this country emanated from APC, but I don't want that argument to go like that. But you keep talking about these, like the problems, everything was fine. This President Biu came into power, then everything went to the Tatars. AKK, it was under Anne's rule that we had the worst maternal mortalities in this country, when Sierra Leone was the worst place for a pregnant woman to give birth. It was under Anne's rule that childbirth in this country, a child cannot get to 5 years of age. It was under an school we saw people going into the dustbins in Bome to pick chicken to eat. It was under an school we had the darkest city in this country, which was Freetown. I don't want to get into all that because at the end of the day, people will not, this is not what people want to see, right? That was why you people were voted out. We came into power. People are expecting us, what are we going to do? Because these are the things we campaigned on, right? I want to ask my brother one question. I want to make this very conversational. AKK, is Sierra Leone a peaceful country or not?
We are relatively peaceful.
Just as a yes, it's no. I don't want you to. It's a yes or no question.
Yeah.
It's Sierra Leone. You believe in authoritative facts, right?
Of course, I do.
I believe you believe in science. You believe in all that, right?
Yes.
All right. Is Sierra Leone a peaceful country?
We are relatively peaceful.
But we are peaceful.
We are relatively peaceful.
So
many underlying factors.
So are you trying to say the peace index that was released by Mo Index Foundation, Transparency International, all those indexes are fake?
That is why.
I don't want us to drag it. Do you this? I just want you to know, because the thing is, let's have the conversation on facts.
Yes.
Right. Everything I'm saying here, it's like we are not here to win a debate.
I agree.
Right.
We go for chat the way for, because that's the most important.
Right. Let's argue on facts. Our people are listening, so that's why I'm asking you. If there are things, you make mention of challenges in this country. There are tremendous challenges. Of course, not every child in this country have access to education. That's not where I'm sitting here telling you, right? But one thing I will tell you, say, Boku Pikine don't get access to education, pass I be 10 years ago. That's what's celebrating. That's a tap on our back. Boku women don't go into the public space, into the workspace, how, into parliament, they don't become ministers. Boku young people, they in governance, how past them be they. That is something to celebrate. Yeah? The way the women they die, not to so they die now in this country. That is something to celebrate. The way picking them they die, not to so they die now in this country. That is something to celebrate. We don't get more roads them, more access, more bridges, more communities than they now, where bridges and on the road don't put there. That's something to celebrate, right? More rural places than they, my brother, will like for me every day. Solar don't go there. That is something to celebrate, right? So if you talk about all the facts here, when they come, when they talk, I don't ever mention you're lying or something, right? I believe in facts. I argue on science. I argue on data. I want to be informed, right? Naimeka asks you, say, if you believe, say, Salon peaceful. Because if you see down now, they say Salon is relatively peaceful. That you try for, say, as a lawyer, you try for a rebuttal, the report with Transparency International pull out, or Mo Index Foundation pull out, or the peace index system will get at this country. That even they talk, say, we indexes. Bro, when we came into power, the MCC indicators are based on how government they work. Based on the certain things they government, they get metrics and then they assess government on. Metrics and they out of about, 20 of the metrics and they consistently we don't pass 10. We be make we qualify for the MCC. If not to this tripartite elections thing we come and all that, a different thing they come, or if not the way Trump come, a pull the MCC, and a different thing they talk about. So what I want us to talk about is, let's talk about where we are now as a country. I want to let you give me solutions.
Beautiful.
Right?
Beautiful.
Of how
Beautiful.
How this country go. Because if when you come back, if I begin talk about APC, we don't come on now. Something like will come on. So I don't want this conversation to be between APC and SLPP. Today is Independence Day. You talk about celebration, there are many ways for celebrate, right? We decide, say, we are not going to celebrate with kakade boats. We realize, say, we are not going to celebrate with lantern parades and all over the place. We believe, say, let's have a symposium. A symposium where we will reflect, where we will tell people, that let people know what's in our citizenship, let people know what's in our nationalism, let people know the importance of independence, why we take independence. We have an historians who are going to tell people there. Then we are going to also tell people where we are as a country, the challenges we are facing, the strides we have made as a country. And we also tell people where we want to go. That's why we don't call everybody, Lord, will converge Nah, hockey pitch. Then you see there they say the president they provoke you. You see there they say the president they talk about resilience. The president believe in Sierra Leoneans. We're resilient people. Ebola come here, people die. It cripple our economy. We bounce back. COVID came, it crippled our economy. We bounce back. We came from 11 years of civil war. We are in a cut people their hand. We bounce back. Right? We are not here to say that Sierra Leone is rosy. That's not why I'm here. I am telling you that.
I apologize to you guys because we need for manage the time.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes,
And then because we need for join the Salon the National Symposium, now the Julius Madabi Parade Grounds. Formerly, it was Oki Pitch, that was the first, and at any moment for now, organized by the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. It's a symposium about the independence. The AKK, you have for response.
Yeah, quickly, because you do me a disservice. Honestly, because time will not be in my interest. You have spoken about so many things.
Yeah.
Again, I repeat, we're here to discuss on a nationalistic point of view. I put nationalism over partisan politics. I repeat it again for the third time.
But you don't say you don't talk about una,
No, please, I am
APC.
coming, sir, with respect. What I am saying is this. He says, if I do believe in empirical evidence, fact-based discussions, yes, data, yes. It was, again, when I say during our own days, for us who read history, politics as first degree, it is only when you compare the past to the present, then you're able to make future plans. So you will do what? Comparatively, you have to compare Sierra Leone today and Sierra Leone yesterday and make comparative analysis and future projections. I am saying, during the days of the APC in the realms of governance, Sierra Leone was marked as the fastest growing economy in this country. Sierra Leone scored tremendous strides in the health sector. Thus, we promulgated the Free Health Medical Care Initiative. For who? For lactating mothers, pregnant women, and children under 5. A lofty program that gained serious impact. Records are there. I will refer you to the Auditor General's report. They are there. International communities came, they made observations and applauded government for that initiative. We scored the necessary goals. But now look at what is happening. You go to cottage, you hardly meet electricity when surgical operations are to be done. People have to use torch lights for surgical operation. And you call that, let us come and sit and celebrate. We will not celebrate because we Sierra Leoneans deserve more. We ask for better things. We will not settle for less. So if he's taking it from a very narrow point of view to say, no, we are here discussing APC SLPP. No, we're not discussing APC SLPP. We are discussing this like a frank talk. That is why you provoked this interview. It's a frank talk. We have to talk to ourselves as brothers. That indeed, we are not where we are supposed to be 7 years since you guys promised us all these things.
Are we making gains?
We are not.
Okay.
We are not. Deliberately, we are not making gains.
So moving forward,
So now, what I want to make clear, here I'm called on the fact that AKK, do we have peace? And I answered, we have relative peace. Being quiet doesn't mean you're happy. Keeping your silent doesn't mean you're peaceful. We are silent. We are quiet. But that doesn't mean we are happy. We are dissatisfied. We are dissatisfied to the highest of the extent you can measure up. Because this government haven't done anything that is worth celebrating.
And so that's the problem I have with you.
That's
this
what I'm
conversation.
saying.
If you sit down and talk, say, if you say,
as Sierra Leoneans, I mean you and I.
no, if you sit down, say,
we can be sitting here to celebrate.
This not a.
That is what I am saying. On the nationalistic point of view, Mr. Berewa, with all the respect I have for you, you and I cannot sit here comfortably and say, as Sierra Leoneans in this 64th anniversary, we can celebrate A, B, C, D. Yeah. All I have highlighted is, how can this country celebrate peace when this country is earmarked as a narcotic state? So how can this country celebrate 64th anniversary whilst this country is served extradition papers for a drug kingpin?
So moving forward,
this is the point I'm saying, from a nationalistic point of view.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, like I said, we don't get much time, you know. But obviously, now we get small minutes. Let's just talk the way forward as a nation. What we need for do now?
Can I pick it up? Because he was asking, can we proffer solution?
Yes, let's get the solution.
What we want to be done As
Who are we?
We as a nation, this is where you get it twisted. When always I say we, you want to peg it to APC. No.
So I'm asking, so make it clear.
Yes,
We want to,
we want as a nation, we as Sierra Leoneans,
okay,
is that the president should be all inclusive. He should be the president of Sierra Leone, not the president for Bosco. He should be the president for Ahmadiyya and not the president for Bosco. He should be the president for that school at Kabakuri and not the president for Bosco.
So are you aware?
Comments, please. I'm providing solutions. He must be seen as clearly captured in the Constitution of Sierra Leone that he is the fountain of honor, the symbol of unity, and the commander-in-chief. He must be that suckling mother of twins that encourages and accommodates all. But when last have you seen the president donating to boys' school in Aburka? No way. When last have you seen the president donating to Albert Academy in Freetown? No way. But he's the president of Sierra Leone. The question you ask, is Albert Academy not a school in Sierra Leone? It is. So is he not just the president for both schools? No. Way forward one. Number two, the president who should be a person that accommodates all and sundry. He must not take the issues of regional sensitivity. He must be seen going to Makeni and join with his people in Makeni. He must be seen going to Magoroka and join with his people in Magoroka, Tonko Lili, Kwenadugu, Falaba, Mongo, Karine, and join with your people. It serves the purpose of you being a national person, giving it a national edifice. Empowerment, giving cabinet positions to people, should not be centralized. As for you making only people from the south and southeast being cabinet members, and people who are traditionally SLPP. That you even lose sight of the fact that there are competent people who are not SLPP, but they are Sierra Leoneans who are capable enough to man these positions. Way forward, number three. Number four, it's a situation where the president needs to come back to us as Sierra Leoneans. As President Momo once did, that indeed I have failed you guys as he started it. The president has started it by saying the expectation of Sierra Leoneans cannot be met, and he's very certain that he cannot meet them. But what he has succeeded in doing is he has started training young people. Come to us, tell us that the SLPP New Direction Manifesto failed. The SLPP Big Five Manifesto has failed us so. But we still have hope. And that is why I now say it's like the word resilience is now being misused in this context. Because we have tried him for the first time. It has provided or proved no yield dividend. Now for the second time, he still continues to anchor on excuses upon excuses, excuses upon counter excuses. So thus I said, Sierra Leone at 64, and I want you to go down the records, we have very little or nothing to celebrate. Because we cannot celebrate when our country is being named a narcotic state. We cannot celebrate when our ambassador was intercepted with substances in his vehicle that are understood to be cocaine. We cannot celebrate when the president drives SUVs, when our people still continue to grapple with water to drink, pure water to drink. West Sierra Leone enjoys the dry and the rains, but yet still, our governments are still failing to making sure that these provisions are made. So this is exactly some of the conditions we're proffering. We continue to engage them constructively. We continue to make sure that we enjoy peace over violence. That is more so the reason the APC subscribed to the table discussion that led us to the agreement of national unity and the back of the tripartite recommendations. Now the tripartite recommendations are here. The SLPP government is approaching or implementing those recommendations at a snail pace level. Does that provoke positivity? No. So our response to them, we being a constructive opposition, is to say, please implement these things.
So we, constructive opposition.
Okay. We now say to them, you know what to do? Let us do what is to be done as we have agreed on this table.
AKK, you are here to win an argument.
No, I'm not here to win an argument.
You are not here to have a conversation. You're talking about those schools. Are you even aware of the Badia project? Are you aware of that?
Do you want me to answer again?
Yes.
I want to. Yes, I do.
So you're aware of Badia project?
Yes, sir, I do.
So do you aware that it's under this project, that the Badia project, that a 5.4 million project to rehabilitate 22 classrooms at the Maburuka Boys High School where the former president attended. You know that's going on right now, right?
It's yet to come to.
No, that's going on right now. Do you know about that? Myk Berewa Boys High School.
I'm aware of that project. I don't know whether it has started.
So this is over 2 years. I said it's going on. So don't sit here and just. That's why I said let's be nationalistic. You understand? They have rehabilitated more hospitals in the north. Makini Hospital was rehabilitated. Potlock Hospital was rehabilitated. Right? This is a government. President Bio doesn't believe. I really doesn't want us. He cannot mention everything. Okay. President Bio is talking in the address. He mentioned about from 2024 to 2025 what we have achieved, and basically on the things he wants us to achieve in 2025. I have the transcript here, wherein he spoke about what? He spoke about 130 million feed salon project that's supposed to kick off, where we will have feed systems that boost meat and poultry supplies. He also spoke about what? Working on a 4,500 hectares of irrigation for 1 year round of rice farming within areas of high potential. He also spoke about the economy. He spoke about inflation that's coming down. So he will not talk about everything. So, but I am telling you, since you are a researcher, right? You don't go around this country. Now make I tell me what I say. If you know about the Badia project,
I do.
The Badia project cut across even the energy. I talk about the rural electrification rate. Bra, ede Cambia, ede Kabbalah, they can't go there. So don't sit down and say because like you're winning an argument, you see don't say President Bio na region no more they focus on. Nobody know the way tolerance reach President Bio. Look at the appointments and where they make. Look at the appointment when you go to the ministers. When you make the first, second ministers. You have people there.
Let us talk at Sierra Leone at 64.
So this is why currently, that's the argument.
Yes.
Now you begin talk, say, and we will not go into all this, because at the end of the day, people will not get something out of here. Now you begin talk, say, we, oppositions, even when I talk about certain things, if not to be the opposition at parliament, enough for business, I never wanted this argument to go this way. Yeah, this conversation to go this way. I want to be very nationalistic. I tell you, say, we have challenges in this country, just like any other country. America getting challenges, Britain getting challenges, every country gets its own challenges. But if you sit down there and say, my brother, you as an aspiring politician for this country, as young as you are, you talk, say, will not achieve nothing.
I said, Mr. Brewer.
No. It's a disservice. You said we will not achieve nothing.
64, we have very little or nothing to celebrate about.
No, you said we will not achieve something. I don't know. You're on record. You're on tape.
Yes,
you said we will not achieve nothing yet.
That's what I'm saying.
So now I make her come out and tell you the things they will not achieve. I just talk about one fundamental. Peace is insignificant.
This is what I said.
Okay.
But this peace you're talking about,
women's empowerment is insignificant.
That is why I referenced these bills. That had it not been because we had a vibrant opposition.
No, but this bill
this peaceful existence we are now enjoying.
You are obstructing.
Sorry,
I'm talking, my brother. So all what me wants for no go back and forth. Sierra Leoneans, I'm talking to you. We have challenges in this country, just like within the president's mention. We have challenges in electricity. We have challenges with agriculture. We have challenges in education. We have challenges in health. But we don't make tremendous effort in this country. Tremendous. This country, after the war, every system was broken. That came back to we as citizens, them, within our own responsibility for elect leaders, them will not say we didn't come. And leadership not means not just we will sit on a state house, not just the president. Leadership cut across at every level. It cut across from even the area man where you the elect in your area. It cut across you women's leader where they choose. It cut across you political party leaders them. It cut across youth leader. It cut across you parliamentarians and where they go who represent you in a parliament. That's not about leadership. It cut about who say you they work, what you they provide for lead people and inspire people. It cuts across leadership. So if anybody they can't tell you it's all political talk, say we'll not get nothing for celebrate. No. We celebrate peace. Wow. We celebrate the love and unity we get in this country. We celebrate picking them where they go to school. We celebrate Bella woman that will be the die boku. Then they die so again. Right? So all what we want to tell people here is let's be hopeful. Let's be hopeful about this country. Yes, the challenges are there. They are numerous. Then I don't tell you say Salona heaven. I know they can't tell you saying a paradise, so I know they tell you so. Don't you choose one for each.
I have to see my party.
But we are making strides for get there. That's all I want to tell Sierra Leoneans.
Thank you very much, Mike. In 30 seconds.
Yes, I join words to Mr. Berewa, Mike, that indeed there are challenges all over the place. I join words with him. The only departing point is that the challenges are still prevalent and they are enormous than any other time before. Thus, I underscore my point that Sierra Leone at 64, we have very little to celebrate or nothing at all.
But there's something to celebrate.
That's why I said we have very little.
Is there something to celebrate?
Nothing insignificant.
No, is there something to celebrate?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Myk Berewa and Karim. Interesting guy.